This video is about labeling files. Every file needs to be labeled with file prep signals before you can run a trace script. Labeling files happens inside of the proof portal, which you can see here on the right, which is stickerblitz/sbadmin, and then you click on proof portal. So the labeling happens with these labels here, and then there are some that are automatically added by the proof portal that you don't have to add. But the ones that you do have to add are I, G, O, M, and Z. Now I'm going to explain what each of these do briefly. Essentially, they all work off of image traces. They are automatically run. So the I script grabs everything that isn't absolute white. So the G script grabs everything that is white and everything that is black. And the both the I and the G automatically offset the script. So O, hitting the O, adding the O file prep signal tells the file not to offset. So if you don't want the file to offset, then you add O. And then M is for manual, and then Z is for the bounding box of the image. So if you're confused, that's okay. We're going to look at this a lot deeper. So here, as I said, everything happens inside of the proof portal. I've opened the images up in Illustrator so we can see them better, and so that we can kind of analyze what I'm referring to. So here we have a file, and the border, the entire border is a dark color. So we know that the I script will work on this. Now we don't want to do the G script because the G script is looking for white and black. So the G script would still work. It would still produce a result for this image, but it would take longer to process. So a more efficient route is to use the I script for this image. Now we can look here and we can see that this image already kind of looks like a sticker. So this user obviously wants this file to look pretty much similar to what it looks now. You have some peninsulas and crevices that we're going to have to clean up. But when you see an image that has a border like this, where they've already added their own border, you're going to want to hit O for no offset, which is this button over here. So you want to tag it with O so that it doesn't automatically offset on the image. So if we only hit I, it would add an offset, and you'd have a white border going all the way around the image. If you hit I-O, so both of those, it would have no white border going around the image, no offset, and then you would manually fill in these crevices. And then this would be a full bleed image, which you will see in a future video. Moving forward, we have another example here where we have white that is going along the edge here, but it's also on this side we don't have white going along the edge. So in this scenario, because we have white on the outside of the sticker, but we also have a darker color on the outside of the sticker, this would be a G. And because the user didn't add their own border, we don't have to hit no offset. So this one would just be G. So it's going to grab the white and it's going to grab everything that's dark, and then it's going to offset it. So just G for images like this. Now this image here, this person added their own white border, but we want to ignore this white border because it could be uneven. So if you hit G and O, it would just grab this white border. But if we don't like this white border, if we think this border is incorrect, which our instruction is to ignore when someone adds their own white border. So this one is going to be I. We want it to offset so we don't have to hit O. So this one is just I. Now this file here, you might think is to do I, but you see we have white on the outside of the image and white on the outside of the image here. So this one we're going to want to hit G. So we get the white selected here and we get the other colors that aren't white over here. So this one would be G, and we want it to offset so we don't hit O. So this one will add a white border. So no O, just G. This one has a lot of white, so it's very clearly a G. Also, we want there to be a border, so we don't hit O. This one here, now this one's tricky. If we were to hit I, it would select this entire box. If we were to hit G, it would also select this entire box. So this one's going to be M for manual. So we're going to do a manual one on this one. Now this one here, we can see the user has added their own border, but it doesn't have transparency. We can see this white all the way along here. So this one is very obviously I. But if we just did I, it would offset and add a white border all the way around it. So we want to hit I-O so it doesn't add that additional border. Moving on. So this one is a square. And obviously the user doesn't just want this cutout, the shape here, because they've got all this other information around here that they want. So this one, if we want it to grab the entire bounding box of the image, we hit Z. So Z is less common, but if you're trying to grab the entire bounding box of an image, so if like someone uploads a photograph, you hit Z. All right, moving forward. So this one, if we were to do I, it would grab the box of the image. This one's obviously supposed to be a circle. And if we did G, it would grab the entire box of the image too. So this one is M for manual. So this one here, we can see that the user has added a border. And so we're going to want to use this colored border that they added. So this one is I-O because we don't want it to offset it. If it offset it, it would add a white border around the entire image. We want to use this border that they provided. So this one is I-O. And then the last one real quick. This one, obviously the user just wants these words in here, but they have this texture going along the outside. So if we did G, it would grab all of this. If we did I, it would grab all of this. So this one is manual for M. M for manual. So we're gonna go through and kind of do a couple real quick in the proof portal, just to show you what the the flow of this would be. We'll have a future video more in depth on the proof portal. So we're going to start with new. So new is where stuff that hasn't been tagged yet goes. And I'm just going to do a couple here that we saw. So this one here, this has that white on the outside, but we are going to want to offset. So this one is just G. And then you click ready to put it into the ready queue. And then remember we looked at this one. It has the white on the outside. So we're going to want it, it's going to have its own border and it's clear. So we're going to hit G and then ready. And that's how you tag these files with the labels that we chose.